I never get this right, you guys. Hi, y'all. Welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing? My name's Carrie, and you obviously know that. But today I am not hosting, so I'm going to pass this along to Miss Alicia because she is the host for this wonderful book. And yeah.
Hey guys, I'm so glad y'all are here and that we're here to talk about Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. Finally, it seems like in the Discord and all the chats that this was the one. I know that everybody was like, we need now Colin and Penelope. Mine is stuck together. Oh, I taped it together when I took a picture because the cover was all crappy. But so everyone's all into this. We are going to talk about the book, and then we'll do our giveaways and all the fun stuff. And we have a guest host with us tonight, Annie.
Yay!
Yay! So we're going to go around and kind of just say who we are, and then we'll just give the actual star rating for the book, because I'm sure we'll get into all of the talking points. I have all of your questions that were talked about in the Discord. And then if you do have anything specific that you feel like we haven't talked about, feel free to throw it in the comments on the chat. Carrie is playing live DJ on the ones and twos up there, putting up the comments. So we'll answer them as we can. So let's start up there, up with Carrie, and we'll just go around the circle.
Hi, my name's Carrie. You guys know this channel. And I gave this book rating a 4 stars for me. So it seems like the books are becoming 4 stars. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Annie. I'm the guest. I read this book twice. So I read it once, and the first time I read it, I gave it a 4.5 stars. And the second time that I read it, I brought it up to a 4.75.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Natasha. I am Book Diva 401 on Instagram, and I gave this book a 4.75.
I'm Jessica from Peace Love Books, and I gave this one 4 stars.
Oh God. Okay, I am Alicia, and I do Alicia_reads, and I gave it a 3.5.
Hey, it's Christina from Books and Chris, and I gave the book a 4.2.
Oh, wow.
Very specific.
I know, I'm very fascinated with people that do like the 0.2s and the 0.75s. I'm always like, I don't know, somebody I saw did like a 3.63, and I was like, what is that? Like, how specific are we really getting? Yeah, like, I don't understand. So we can just kind of dive on into the questions. Everyone seems to really have loved it. Ooh, somebody gave it 3.52. See? Okay. So let's kind of start at the beginning with the prologue, because as it seems to be in typical Julia Quinn fashion here, her prologue was just like rip your heart out and stomp on it on the ground. Between Simon stuttering, what was the Anthony and his dad dying from the bee, we've got Sophie like being abandoned as a bastard, and now here we've got Penelope, who is just like wasting away. And then she says at one point, isn't there a quote that's like, and then all of a sudden she was in the spinster corner, and it's like, oh my God, like what happened? How did that happen to you? What did y'all think?
Can I go?
Of course.
So I thought that like it definitely ripped my heart out, and it definitely made me feel for Penelope, partly also because she has been mentioned in the books previous, and like the discussion about like the way that she was forced to wear like really terrible looking colors on her, and how she's a lot curvier and bigger than the average look of the people in the Ton. And then there's also the fact that like there's that one scene that does get referenced in the prologue, but that gets brought up of her like hearing Colin, the guy that she's like been like, you know, infatuated with, in love with, you know, we can argue when the love happened. Like, and hearing him say like, I will never marry her, like that, it just broke me. And it actually kind of reminded me of the prologue of the 9 rules to break when romancing a rake, because Callie kind of also went through that same like journey of like, I really like this guy, and here I am on the shelf. And because I was rereading them at the same time, it like really hammered home that same feeling.
Anyone else?
Yeah, it was just heart-wrenching, I think, for me. I mean, I swear in the beginning, I think I teared up a little bit for Penelope. I mean, because, I think every girl has kind of felt that where it's like, am I good enough? I don't know. Like they've been in that situation where they, well, me anyway, has felt like, oh, I'm never going to find that person for me. And I'm always going to be like, when am I ever going to be the heroine to my own novel, So, yeah.
Yeah. I did like how she then stood up to him and was like, why do you think I really do want to marry you? Like, you're maybe not that great. And I thought that was cool. I think how it's interesting, they describe her as like, she's curvy. And then like, this is not a curvy girl.
They never do covers, ever.
Right? Like, this is not... I mean, I appreciate his abdominal muscles here, and I do wonder how many like sit-ups he's doing. But this is not a curvy girl. Like,
and they don't mention it a lot in the book though either. Like I forgot.
No. It's like they just kind of say like, "Oh, Penelope." Like you're just supposed to assume that she's undesirable, and that's. I wasn't a fan of that. I also didn't like how in the beginning chapters Portia just throws shade at her. Like when they were talking about going to the Bridgerton party and they're like, oh, she's making a list of people who would be desirable for Colin. And they're like, oh, ha, 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 we should put you on that as a joke, Penelope. And it was like, dude, you are mean. Like, what mom is that? Is like this series of bad women between Aramida in The Officer and the Gentleman, who's locking her in a closet for the offer from a gentleman. And now we've got this mom who's like, well, why would they want you? It was just, I did not like that. I did not like that at all.
Oh, and the mom was like, well, good that I have you to take care of me when I'm old now.
Yes. Well, maybe I don't want to take care of you.
Are we allowed to like skip around? Because do you remember when he was like, yeah, I want to propose to your daughter. And then she
oh my God.
and yelled for the other daughter.
Yeah.
Like,
oh.
Like she's an infant. Yes.
Oh my gosh. That just broke my heart. I was just
She's
like
also the one that dresses her atrociously all the time because it looks good.
But Penelope kind of like made fun of herself when she wrote about herself as Lady Whistledown, calling herself a tangerine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was a way for her to kind of reclaim some of the like her power back, because like she felt so powerless in the way that society talked about her and the way that her mom talked about her and the way that the like Cressida and like all of these like kind of terrible people, like Cressida was terrible, but then there's also the people who just like didn't pay her any attention, didn't give her any mind. And so I think that like the reason why this one is my favorite is because it shows a heroine who like really took back her power and like used her skills and her gifts to go and put herself forward, make herself feel better for the like kind of crappy ways that people were treating her.
Yeah, wasn't there the part where they were at a ball or something and like she's talking to Colin and then people walk up and just ignore her and he's like, oh, she's right here. What? And if he like saw how people treated her, I do think, I agree with you, Annie. She was like a great heroine and that she was like, fuck this. I'm going to take back what y'all are not giving me. If you're going to treat me this way, I'm going to write about you and make some coin on it. Like she was a smart businesswoman in how she gave it all to them for free. And then she's like, now you have to pay me if you want to read this. So
do you think she put herself in there, just a question, to throw people off of her?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I was like, I think, And
I also wonder if it was because she wanted her mom to read it and to just like maybe internalize it a little bit. Because like I think that's probably how it started off, was just, it's not just throwing the shade off, but also just being all like, could you please pay attention and not put me in these terrible, terrible colors, please?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we've kind of like given it up. Were you all surprised that it was Penelope? Did everyone think it was Penelope? Okay, so I'm the only one that was surprised. Was I the only one not paying attention in the other book?
I wasn't for sure. I mean, I kept going back and forth, but it had to be somebody to me either in the Bridgerton family or very, very close to it.
And always watching.
Yes.
Right. I kind of went on the premise, like if I was an author, I guessed either her or someone in like the background. I forget who my other guess was, but it was confirmed in the second book. I think there was one line. I wish I would have wrote it down, but I was like, it's Penelope, because that one line was like, it confirmed it for me. I don't know if anybody knows who's read this before, that one line. I would love to. I'm usually like good at that, but I forget what that line was.
The one that Cressida talks about when she says why she knew it was her.
No, it was in the second book. Someone mentioned something and I was just like, that's Penelope. That it's gotta be.
I wish Cressida got her own book. I think that would be a good book. I like the back. Cressida. I would love for her to get her own book.
No.
Like the evil villain side.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not interested in her.
I am. I think she'd be good.
I thought it was both of them, honestly. I thought it was Penelope and Eloise doing it together.
Yeah.
That would be
and
cool.
Then we did say like all the ink on her fingers and how she would like hide away.
Yeah.
Is it actually only Eloise? Like, and she's lying to, I don't know. And then she got in a huge fight with Colin, and then that made me annoyed. I don't know how Eloise had no idea it was Penelope. It wasn't Penelope. That it was Penelope. Did Eloise know?
No.
I don't think so. I think she was shocked as the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's. I mean, also, it really made me wonder, like, who is she writing to? Like, is that maybe that's the next? That's got to be the next book, right?
It is.
Who is she writing to? And like, where did she go? She just was like, "I'll see you," and says goodbye to Penelope in this very cryptic kind of like, "It's been a good ride, friend." And then,
well, the next book is called To Sir Philip with Love.
Yeah,
so
so I'm
like she's writing too.
I don't know. I feel like Julia Quinn could do anything to me at this point now that like Penelope is Lady Whistledown. I feel like she.
I think it was kind of not too much of a surprise.
Mm-mm.
I was like, why is she going to the church? What's at the church? Is she doing like charity work?
I knew she was moving with someone.
I really just not in tune with this because I was just like, she must be helping some nuns, you know? Like I was like, why is he following her? Why does he care? She's just spreading cheer. And then he's like, oh, she's Lady Whistledown. Hey, good to know.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh, 4, 5, and 6 take place at the same time. Because I just started 5. So that makes sense.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
somebody was talking about the time jump. Tessa was messaging me and asking me about the time jump because it goes from, you know, like
he's
like
33 in this book.
Yeah, but at the beginning, when the other books that he ended, he wasn't that old, right? He was only 20 something, and
he has 4 kids. So
yeah, and they mentioned that Francesca's married and dead. The guy's dead. I was like, did I miss something?
I freaked out in the back because he's Scottish, and they're like, oh well, Francesca's in Scotland. I was like, is her book going to be in Scotland? Because that would be so cool.
But they're like, oh, but he's dead. I'm like, what? Did she like get married? Did I miss that too? Like, is that another part of the book I missed that I? No.
Yeah.
Or just...
No. There wasn't anything you missed. I was also confused the first time that I read it. And I think it was just that, like, there's not a good way to talk about stuff that is going to happen in a future book. Like, you just kind of have to like drop it there, and like she didn't really have the opportunity to like explore it until you get to Francesca's book. Going back to like whether or not I knew it was Penelope, I genuinely didn't think that we were going to be told, and so I wasn't even bothered to be speculating or anything the first time that I read it. And then when I like got to that chapter, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I wasn't surprised that it was Penelope, but I was not expecting it to be Penelope.
I didn't think. I kind of figured when we started reading the books, like book 1, I was like, oh, we'll find out book 8. Like, come on, like, really? Hey, Julia Quinn's gonna carry this all the way through. And then here we are in 4, and I'm like, okay, because she was like a really interesting character. So now
Jen has the answer.
What?
Jen,
They
she
skipped
said
her wedding.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's in Scotland. That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
So they covered.
Okay, good. Now I forget what I was saying.
I do think someone pointed out in the Discord that this whole book from Penelope's perspective, but we don't get her knowing she's Lady Whistledown until she reveals it, which is odd.
Yeah.
He like helps her reveal it, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, so that's actually why I removed the 0.25, because like if it hadn't been for that particular instance, it would have been a 5-star book for me. But the thing that like got me was the fact that he made the choice to
out her.
And she didn't make that choice. And the reason why I bumped it up was because the first time I read it, I think I just kind of like my brain skipped over the part where they had the conversation about him telling her that they were that he was going to go and reveal himself. But through the audiobook, I was like, oh no, they actually had that conversation. And so it wasn't like as big of a surprise, but it still like felt very crappy that he decided for her that she was going to be like reveal herself as Lady Whistledown. And like I don't even necessarily disagree with the way that it was done. Like I definitely think that, you know, at a major ball where she has a lot of support behind her would have been the perfect place for her to reveal herself. But I really, really wish that she had made that choice and it wasn't coming from him.
And see, I kind of feel the opposite. I feel like, I mean, I gave it a 4.75 because I felt that the first part of the book just took a while for me to get into it. That was the only reason why I didn't give it a 5-star. But if he hadn't made the decision for her, I felt like she was never going to. And it just really helped her step up and own it. Because I think I kind of got the feeling like to her, it was a shameful secret. When in all actuality, it was this big, wonderful thing. And the fact that Colin reveals that he's so proud of her and even envious of her, it didn't even bother me at all that he was the one that made that decision, because she needed to be pushed to step up to say it. Because I think asking Lady Danbury to claim that role, she would have regretted it later and it just would have all gone to hell. So
what about the relationship between Penelope and Lady Danbury? I was
going to say, can we get to Lady Danbury? Because that woman was my favorite. I'm not kidding. What a great side character. Wait, I even have a line that she said. Can I read it? Is it okay?
Yeah, of course.
It said, people are like fine wine. If you start off good, they only get better with age. Boom. I just think that she was just such an amazing character. And did you guys see? She guessed it. She's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Penelope was Lady Whistledown.
Well, then Penelope like, it's you, right?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
Do you think she knew? Like
I think she knew.
And this was her way to kind of flush Penelope out and get Penelope. Because didn't she say things? She said some other things that I was really interested in. She said, like, you're more than what you think you are, right? Yeah. Or we end up being more than what we think we are. And I was like, okay. So I think you know. I think she knew from the beginning, or she really, like, super strong suspected that it was Penelope.
Yeah, I agree.
I do wonder now going into the next books, I really like, you know, that kind of thing she would write at the beginning of each chapter. I'm like, am I going to miss that going into these next books?
Is that just going to be gone now, Lady Whistledown? Because she hasn't been in the next book yet.
So no, I like looked, I like glanced through and I didn't see any of those in like the beginning of the chapters. But tell us, Annie.
So they replace them with other things. So there is something at the beginning of the chapter, and it has to do with the story. I will say, if you like Lady Danbury, right now I'm in the middle of reading It's in His Kiss, which is Hyacinth's novel, which is number 7. And Lady Danbury has a very prominent role in that, and I'm like really loving it. I'm really enjoying that particular book.
Okay. Well, that makes me happy. Because I really thought that like her as a little, as a side character I would be sad if like Lady Danbury didn't come back anymore, you know? Yeah, so you're right, Jen. That's how
I hope she dies.
Oh, geez.
need some action.
Christina went a bad way with this one.
Yeah, I want something dark.
Going back to like Colin, I think him outing her was, yes, the push he needed, but it also showed that he actually grew the F up.
That's why I hated his character by the end, when he was so jealous of her and mad at her. And I'm like, don't put your insecurities onto her. That's your problem. Like, stop.
Get over it. Yes, you are a rich man in this time period. You've been traveling all over the world while she's sitting on a couch waiting for some jerk. I'm on Carrie's channel, so I'm trying to watch my language.
No, that's okay. You can go for it. Go for it. It's fine.
To decide that she's worthy of getting married to. And, you know, now, like, you're just going to sit there and want us all to feel bad for you, and you're going to be jealous? And I'm like,
See,
no. I was annoyed by him.
I have an unpopular. Yeah, I'm with Alicia. Like, Colin wasn't my favorite. I know that's unpopular opinion, I'm sure. But I mean, here's the thing: is he seemed kind of pushy to me? Like, he like grabs her and like pushes her down the street. I'm like, I like my heroes to be strong, but I don't know if I want them like physically pushing my heroine to the next place. And like, remember when she falls out of the carriage? And I'm like, I didn't see in my mind like he went to go help her. He just saw her fall on her face. Like, for me, I'm just like, I don't know. It's a small thing, but I don't know.
I did think when he kind of like he finally opens up to her with like, these are my journals and let's read them together and let's work on it. I was kind of like, okay, you are becoming like a real man here. You're not being this like childish boy anymore. And I feel like if he had that same kind of mentality that Benedict did of like, I'm just a Bridgerton, what am I going to do with my life? And it's like Benedict paints, Anthony is the Viscount. It's like, okay, well, you have opportunities. You have other things you can do.
They robbed Colin of the character that he had in the beginning of the series.
Exactly what I thought.
Like funny and joking and like, you know, the funny one, the one that was always like with the snark remarks. And he kind of just was so bland in this book. That's why it wasn't a 5 for me. I think if they would have kept him with that same kind of
like banter.
Yeah, it would have been more fun. You know, like draw her out of her shell, like joke with her, and you know, and there was none of that play. It was kind of.
It was very serious, like the whole way through.
He was too serious. He wasn't who I think we thought he was in the beginning. They kind of changed his personality a bit too much.
I agree, but I kind of feel like he redeemed himself when he finally recognized his love for Penelope, and his declaration to her, I think, kind of won me over for his character. You know, you could see him falling hard for Penelope and getting to witness, you know, him falling in love with her. It was really sweet, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I like Colin.
Yeah, but I like that Penelope saw that he wasn't like this prince. You know what I'm saying? She saw, like, she had him built up in her mind, you know, from the minute he falls off the horse and he's so wonderful and so nice. And he could have been a total jerk, but he wasn't. And then, you know, she just says, I think she actually says, like, he's just so nice. And it's like, okay, well, he's a real person and he has flaws. And this is his huge flaw. So I did like that she saw that she didn't go into this with like this, oh, he's amazing and I will worship him forever, like mentality.
The one thing that I actually liked about the fact that he had a more serious side to him is because one of the few people who actually sees the more serious side to him is Penelope, and she is able to kind of bring out that side of him, because the thing is like, you know, like when you are a fun, happy, carefree person, you kind of have to like put on a mask to be that person all the time. And I think what I really appreciated about the way that they characterized him is the fact that they show that there is much more depth and much more nuance to the way that someone feels than just they're happy and jokey and fun all the time. And I definitely thought that they had some fun, flirty, bantery moments. But I liked that he showed that very like sensitive and a little bit upset and a little bit like the tougher emotions that he can't show to anyone else. I like that he showed those to Penelope.
Here's my thing though. And this is again another. You guys are like, oh God, here's another one. Okay,
no, just be honest, Carrie. Come on.
Let's pretend like you find out someone is super awesome and rich and is Lady W, and then you like, oh, well, then I'm gonna just propose to her because it just popped in my head. Did he propose to her because she's so awesome and that she's Lady W, or? I mean, like, it just seemed like, I don't know if I loved where the position of where he proposed to her in the story took place. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think the proposal to me was just, I didn't care for the proposal, but I don't think that was why he proposed. If I remember correctly, I was thinking he proposed, well, he had already touched her breasts and they were already smooching, and well, damn, now I'm marrying you. I don't like the way he proposed, but I don't think he did it because she was Lady Whistledown.
Okay,
Annie, they're saying that you give Taylor Swift vibes.
Yes, that is the goal.
Where is that?
Completely separate. I have 4 copies of the Lover album because I'm a huge fan. I also have like Taylor Swift magazines. So thank you, everyone who's saying that. That is like my peak aesthetic. But going back to what we were saying about the proposal, I also kind of wish that it was a little bit more of like a romantic thing, but I also liked that he was kind of like very swept up in the moment, like, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of proposals, like, they can be very romantic and very sweet, but also like some of the fun ones are just like, I just want to get married to you. Like, I just like you as a person and I want to spend time with you. And that's kind of the only thing that you can do when you're like a gently bred lady and gentleman, is just to marry that person.
Yeah, I feel like in all of these the books, and we can talk about this too, because someone else asked me, do I feel like, because we're reading them like back to back to back to back. So as somebody who's reading them for the first time, back to back to back to back, versus someone like Annie, did you read them when they came out, like with the space in between? You read them back to back too?
I read them back to back too. I actually started reading them like 2 months ago. I watched Jessica's video about this thing and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. And then got them all from the library and just started reading them.
Okay. So you are not a good example of what I was trying to add. Like, for somebody who read these when they came out originally, and you had like that 6 months or a 1 year waiting period in between books, I feel like you might have had a different experience. I feel like with this, I'm like, okay, this is book number 4, and he's touched her inappropriately and kissed her, and now they're getting married. And I'm like, okay, can we get like an actual like, I love you, get down on one knee, and like, not just because I touched you and we kissed, or I,
what's up,
inappropriately deflowered you.
How many of these books have they consummated the marriage before the marriage? Because I feel like this is not the first time, right?
Well,
three out of the 4 right now, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they didn't, like, Daphne and Simon didn't consummate the marriage, but they got found in a compromising position. I think that a lot, like, this is, I think is and I think someone on the Discord mentioned it, that this is the first one that wasn't a marriage because they got found out. Like, this was actually, like, a choice that both of them made. And, like, yes, it was because he, like, touched her inappropriately and whatnot, but I don't think that he necessarily, like, started doing that without thinking that he was going to marry her. Like, he was already thinking about marriage to Penelope kind of in the back of his head. He was thinking about her a lot. And so I think that this is probably the first one that was like more a choice than anything else. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Uh-oh, was there a spoiler coming or something? The way you just ended that sentence?
No, I don't necessarily think about the way that my sentence is going to end as I begin my sentence, and I didn't have a second thought, and it made it sound like I had a second thought.
See, I didn't like the part. After they consummated, they were walking, and she was like, "Well, I'm gonna be your wife," and he was like, "Well, you're not my wife yet." And I'm like, "Oh, damn, that's kind of messed up. You just did what you did with her, and now you come on her like you're not my wife yet." I don't know. I thought that was kind of. It just shows man's power in the relationship that he could deflower her and then he wants to not marry her or change his mind.
Flower.
He can do that. Yeah.
He could take her flower.
We're on YouTube.
I'm trying to think of that moment, because that was not a moment that like came out, and I never got the vibe that Colin was gonna go and rescind his marriage proposal. Like, I definitely felt like,
but he just like made a comment like, "You're not my wife yet," but they had already done the deed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know that if I would have been in that position and I slept with someone, and then for them to be like, "Well, you're not my wife yet," I don't know.
Hey, didn't I just give you my flower?
Yeah, I would feel kind of like,
I don't want my flower back.
yeah.
You guys are killing me.
Those things
I
were
did really like his conversation with Daphne about like, well, how do I know? Like,
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
so cute.
That was so precious. I love that.
And she was like, no, stay. You know, she didn't want him to leave, and she wanted him to keep talking to her. I like that. That was good.
Okay, I have a question. Am I the only one that said to myself, does this man have a parasite? Why does he eat so much?
I think that's supposed to make them have something in common, food, right?
Well, I thought that was his like way to be funny in this book, like because he doesn't he's not really having this like banter, right? So I guess he has like a bottomless pit of a stomach.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't matter whose house he goes to. It's like, can I get a plate?
Yeah.
Can I get a plate? I'm like,
she likes to eat too. You don't remember she ate the biscuit when she wasn't even hungry? She was like, she ate it anyway.
yeah, but he's like picking out
know.
when she's not even around. I don't know. That's just it. Silly things like that cross my mind. So I'm like, okay, because now whenever I hear about Colin, I expect there to be, do you have
and trays?
I don't know. I thought that was very endearing, partly because my own boyfriend is a bit of a bottomless pit. Hello, he's right there. And so I, like, whenever he talked about food, I was just like, oh, that's cute.
Oh.
Natasha's killing me. Oh, Natasha.
I'm just saying. I think weird things when I'm reading. So there was a sentence in here that made me laugh out loud, because I'm still getting used to this time period, and I know we're going to talk about that. But so Penelope says, the rest of the time I was bloody miserable, and then Eloise says, Penelope, I don't believe I've ever heard you curse before. I had to go back up the page to make sure I didn't miss a sentence.
She said bloody, right?
Bloody miserable.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
If I was back in that time frame, they would, I don't know, I'd probably be put in a dungeon or something for talking the way I talk.
I think we all would, yeah.
We would have been burnt at the stake.
Right.
Oh no.
Can we get to what's her name?
Cressida?
Cressida?
Cressida.
Yeah. Can we talk about that girl?
She reminds me of that mean girl from high school that you just want to slap the shit out of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I love how she took credit. She's like, it's me. And it's like, well, no one's going to say something because no one wants to out who Lady W actually is. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, yeah.
I try my best to be a very empathetic, understanding person, but God, was she terrible. And like the way that she talked when she went to like confront Penelope about the fact that she was Lady Whistledown, and how she like tried to extort money from her. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
It was a lot of money too for that time period. I was like,
yeah.
Right.
This is made over 8 years as Lady Whistledown, or however long it passed.
I wonder
here's
what
my
that
question.
we should compute. Like, what would the difference, be the $10,000 then to what that would be like 500,000? Like, how much does that equal?
What time period is it? What, does anyone know the year off the hand?
Hold on, I was trying to get to this
I
one.
think it was like 18. I mean, she did say 1824. I mean, she'd say like
it's 1824. Yeah,
$8,000 is enough for her to live on for the rest of her life. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like I want to live then, I mean, because it just seems like we'd all be very in different positions. I'd be very happy. I think Cressida is a mean girl. I think that then she goes and does that, shitty thing at the end. I think she deserves everything that she kind of gets. Doesn't she have this bad husband who's an old guy, and then he dies? He doesn't leave her any money.
Right.
And she's married to him for the money, and then he dies, and she's like, and then nothing. You just want her to have her own book, so we can have the Mean Girl book.
It would just. I think you could spin it really good.
Question be like a redeemed Mean Girl, or
why not? Maybe something
$1 million.
Happened to her.
Is this right? Because this said $1 million.
Yeah,
Wow.
$1 million.
Wow.
Yep, just shy of $1 million. Okay, so did she say why she needed that money? Like just to live, or like just
Cressida, I thought
sorting?
she needed it, didn't she?
Wait, what did you say, Jeff?
I thought Cressida needed money. Wasn't she like in debt or something?
Right.
Yeah.
So they never said like who was hounding her or like
I don't remember that.
why she needed it. I was just curious if anybody knew something that I didn't.
I think they mentioned that the husband that she had married seemed like he had given her a bunch of it seemed like he had a bunch of money, but then he like got like either gambled it away or it was like hidden or whatever. And then she basically inherited nothing, and she was like used to a certain type of lifestyle. And so the fact that she didn't have that, I think that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just curious because that's a heck of a lot of money. I'm like, that's got to be. I was hoping that the creditors would like hunt her down after and like throw her in jail. Like I always want my like villains to get like their comeuppance, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
hi Laurel. She just one of my friends just messaged me to let me know that she like that I look cute, and I was like, oh.
If y'all want to talk about something specific, go ahead and start asking a bunch of questions. If we missed anything that we haven't actually already covered, I think we hit most of the key points that were talked about in the Discord. If I'm missing anything, I think Tess had asked me about Carrie does have a dark side.
Yes, she does. We're just trying to get her to admit it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That was something I wanted to tell you, Chris, is I don't know if you guys know of the Cinder and what was it? Stephanie Meyer's. In the beginning of her books, she does a villain in the prequel, and it tells about the villain, and it was such a good book. So if Julia Quinn ever did a villain story retelling of like a redemption thing, I'd be all down for that. I don't know, because it's like a dark side to the female, and then she like redeems herself. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be down for something like that too. I genuinely like Jessica or Julia Quinn's writing. This is the first time that I've read one of her books and like have fallen completely madly in love with her writing style. I really love the way she does characters. I think that's very well done. Yeah.
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
She really makes me want the next book, because I've been dying for Collins, and I'm like, wait, but what about Eloise's book? Like,
right.
That's Francesca's. I was like, well, what about her book? And
she gives you just enough of the next character that you have to keep going on.
You're just hooked. You're hooked.
Yeah.
So who hasn't started it yet? Okay, so I guess the question is who do you think she was writing to?
Sir Philip, obviously.
Someone asked that question. I was just going to throw it out there.
The question is, who is Sir Philip?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I think Eloise is my kindred spirit.
I love her. What's really sad, though, is like Eloise and Penelope were both wallflowers together.
Right.
Penelope's now married. So, well, what about Eloise? Now she's just a spinster by herself?
Yeah.
I don't think that Eloise was a wallflower. I think she was a spinster by choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really loved it's right here, Fernanda's comment, not that Colin or Penn related, but when they mentioned that Benedict had art display in the gallery, it made me wish that we had more of that in his book. And I completely agree, because I felt like, man, this Benedict was a bit of a disappointment, if I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, we know that I felt that way. So favorite.
He's whose favorite?
Well, I love his book.
Oh, really?
So far, so my favorite. Yes.
My favorite is book 1. I really like Simon and Daphne, especially with all the, the hoopla with the scene. I don't know, that it just made me like that book so much more. The controversy and the depth that we went into it. I like it.
Yeah.
I liked 1 and 2 better than 3 and 4. So
yeah. So far,
I'm hopeful for Eloise. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, 4 has been my
God,
favorite.
Callie.
I know it makes me a little nervous.
Oh, I know, Callie, you're making me nervous by saying that.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting that you guys were discussing like postpartum depression on your chat, and I would recommend that you keep that in mind as you're reading the beginning of the next book.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. We have that as slated to talk about, I think, before we wrap up today, that there is a trigger warning, and we posted it in the Discord too. Jess has already started the book, so there is a trigger warning in the prologue for an attempted suicide, right? So if that is something that we wanted everyone to be aware of it, posted about the original and the Duke and I, the non-consent scene. So thank you, Jess, for pre-reading.
And of course, that's my book.
And it's Christina's.
I was like, whoa. Okay.
Just, would you know this? Can they skip over that part and just keep going with the story if they wanted to skip over that section?
So I can speak to that.
Oh, Annie, sorry.
Yeah, because I've actually read the entire book. They do mention it in other places, so you don't necessarily need to read that section because they do kind of describe it in more detail than I thought was necessary. And so you can in the prologue. So you can skip the prologue and get the information that you need, but it does get brought up in other instances. So if you are very triggered to mentions of suicide, this might not be the book for you, and maybe you just skip this one, unfortunately. But it is discussed. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, we're
Fernanda.
we've all haven't read the book. I mean, and at this time period, and the ones we have, it's not like it says a trigger warning in the front or anything.
Right.
And
books today
I
don't have that,
I have been purposely trying to not read the Goodreads reviews or anything on these before we start them, to go into it with a very clean slate, because usually you get a book and you read the Goodreads or whatever just to see if you even want to read it. But with these, I've been just this is what we have. I'm going to read it, and it is what it is. So I have I have no idea.
Yeah, so that Callie did bring up a good point. There is a scene that depicts child abuse minimal child abuse in the middle of the book. I can actually go through, and on the Sir Philip chat will mention what chapter that is. So that if that's something,
can you specify if it's physical abuse or sexual abuse?
Physical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's yes. But I did want to. I saw that and was like, oh yes, I should bring that up too.
Yeah, thank you for the disclaimers, because not the disclaimers, but the triggers, because that would be helpful for anybody who is looking for those or needs some. Period.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Slightly off topic, but did any of you check out Storygraph? Because that one has triggers and it lets you know as you're looking. You don't necessarily even have to look at the review. They'll give you a little thing on the bottom of the book if there's a trigger. So if you haven't checked out Storygraph, would recommend.
I love it. That's great. Yeah.
Well, they all just need to start putting little content warnings in there, and that would alleviate this whole thing. But I mean, we're gonna do.
I've only
our
seen
best.
the book do that, so
yeah.
Traditional.
We'll just have to ask Annie about the next one. We'll just have to have Annie hey Annie, can you just go in and let me know? Do we need a trigger warning on any of these?
Yeah,
apparently not.
Yeah, so there is death obviously in when he was wicked. I haven't hit anything it's in his kiss yet, but I will. I'm more than happy to let you know if there's a trigger thing.
Right. Can I mention one more thing about the book?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, we're here. We're going.
Okay. So, did you guys like that Colin was a writer, and what did you guys think about her stumbling in, reading over his stuff. I would totally do that. If a book is open, like
page.
right, like I would be the one where I take the pencil and like move it aside. Like I didn't physically touch it. I'm so bad. Like that would totally be me. Like let's just pretend.
So I love that.
Yeah, I like that too.
I liked that it showed like more depth to him than just this kind of like funny bantery. All I'm doing is eating and like traveling around the world to avoid my mother's marriage discussion. Like I liked that it actually showed he has a talent. He has like a personality, and I liked that.
I think my favorite part was the fact that it was something that they shared together. And like, especially after they had that conversation where Colin talked about how he felt like he didn't have a life's purpose. And she brought up the fact that he should publish his journals, and like, she became his editor, and like, they worked on writing stuff together. Like, I thought that was really well done and very sweet and very wholesome. And oh man, it made me so happy. So like, that was probably one of my favorite parts.
Yeah. And then when she was like reading it and he was like tapping his foot, like all nervous, is like just making these little sounds over there. I could just see the whole thing playing out.
And I was really loving the whole Outlander vibe. Loved it.
Right.
I haven't read Outlander. Is it good?
I love it.
I haven't either.
Amazing.
I only read just about it. So, I mean, I had to read it. Now, I'm struggling because I don't know if I want to continue, because I felt like the first book was just so everything, and it wrapped up nicely. And then I watched the season 1 after I read the book, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to continue, because I felt like that was that was a lot.
Listen, I never knew that I could have a thing for a redhead. In a skirt.
And where is my Jamie?
In came Jamie Fraser, and I was like, "Woo, boy, yes."
I was on Etsy looking for everything Outlander related. I need this.
Really?
I need this. I mean, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, me and Bianca have the same question.
No, I have it too, and I haven't read it because I feel like I have the small paperback copy of it, and the writing is like this big. Like I need to get it in large print, or else like I'm not going to be able to read it, because like my eyeballs will fall out of my head. Like,
I highly recommend it. Even the audiobook was great, because I listened to part of it on audiobook, and the narrator was good, so I highly recommend it.
Okay. I watched a few of the episodes because like I think that guy's super hot, and and I thought they were fantastic. I don't know. I just feel like it's another series, and I'm so wrapped up in this, and
too much.
Which the season or the Netflix thing is coming out in what, 2 weeks?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!
This is right around the freaking corner. Is that
right?
Crazy?
Wrap your gifts.
No, I'm sending them to your house.
Don't worry, Jess. I'm coming to you.
She was wrapping presents, and she's talking about how much she loves it. I was like, "Ew," and she's like, "I love it. I wrap everything." I said, "I got 4 kids. I'm sending all the stuff to your house."
Oh, for sure.
I wait to the last minute, Christmas Eve. I'm up to like 1 o'clock, still wrapping.
Building a toy is really fun. Like, we don't have that part. Okay, what is open right now?
I use gift bags. Throw that sucker in the gift bag and call it a day.
It's magic until you have to it's like, oh my gosh, I've got 36 presents to wrap.
Well, I got my son a jumping castle. You know those inflatable indoor jumping castles? Yeah. So I'm blowing it up. I'm gonna have it blown up for the morning. So when he wakes up and all the balls are gonna be in there and everything. I'm not gift wrapping it. I'm just blowing it up for him.
No.
Chris, we literally are having one tomorrow because my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and it's just me and my kids, and we're just be bouncing in a bounce house tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. I got for my son's birthday this year. We did one of those at the water slide, and it was just like us, like in our backyard on this huge bouncy thing. Because I mean, we're not having kids over or anything because of like the COVID, but he loved it. Last year, my husband put together a bite at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was cursing and it's it's the most magical time of the year.
I love wrapping presents so much. As my friends can tell you, Laurel, if you're in the chat, feel free to back me up, but I straight up like wrap them special. So like I like do extra steps, so like they kind of look like a suit, or they look like they have like little extra like extra oh god, what are they called?
I hate wrapping. My grandmother used to make me wrap all her gifts and like force me. I hate gift wrapping. I can't imagine.
You're supposed to wrap the present so that there is not a corner for them to get into. We go through so much tape in my family. We're the family that will wrap a phone book and put it in a box to make it seem heavier and put that box in another box. That's my family.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's like Fort Knox, get into this package.
You guys want to do some giveaways? Because I know Jess got it early.
But before we do though,
however long you want to. It's fine.
We feel bad. This girl is amazing. She's got a master's. She's got full-time classroom.
Writing
she's got
25-page papers.
Right?
I have.
Working full-time.
Yep.
Reading full-time. Comedy book clubs, making sleeves and masks and all that stuff. You crazy. It's too much.
Yeah.
You need a break.
I'm going to show my book swag really fast. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I got my mug. I saw this on Jen's channel and how to get it. And then, of course, you know how you wore your sweatshirt the other day? Like, how do you do this?
I know. I'm like, what's in my shirt?
Right? And then you guys, just because I'm really fun, I don't even know if you're going to see these. This is not, but this is what I'm wearing underneath. Can you guys see this? Cute. So yeah, it's what is that?
Reindeer?
Party? Yeah. It's reindeers. It's like
party on the bottom and office on the top, and party on the bottom.
So I have the opposite. I've got like cozy sweater and like full on crinoline underneath.
Wait, what stands up? Is that those poofy skirts? Oh, that's so cool.
Hold on. I'm gonna twirl because I love this dress.
I love that.
Oh
wow! Cute.
Have you made that?
That reminds me of Rockabilly's.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I have a matching bow. I Lindy Hop. I actually got recognized as a Lindy Hopper today because of what I was wearing. Like someone at Bevmo stopped me and was like, "Do you Lindy Hop?" And I was like, "Yes." How do you know this?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a form of swing dancing.
Right.
Oh, okay.
The back in the day thing, right?
Yeah.
Mary Janes and stuff, right?
I wear Keds, but yes.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I would love to be your best friend, Bianca.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna pick some people that we have. What, five bookmarks and a book?
We have 5 bookmarks, 4 magnets. We have a book. We have 2 of the
book plates.
Okay, so we're gonna do the magnets with the bookmarks, right? Because it's better to mail them that way.
It's up to you. Whatever you want.
Let's do that then, because then you get 2 things, and then it's easier to mail.
1 bookmark will be just 1 bookmark, and 4 of the bookmarks will be a bookmark and a magnet.
Okay, here we go.
Awesome.
All right, so throw your names down there.
Start commenting as much as you can.
You guys, hey Chris, you want to talk about next Saturday?
So next Saturday is my week, and we're going to talk about 8 p.m. Yes, because early is better for some people, and I'm down for it. Whatever.
5 o'clock.
And we're going to be doing what is it? Sir Philip, right?
To Sir Philip with love.
To Sir Philip with love. We're going to find out what's up with Eloise. I'm all down for the what do you call it? Oh my God, brain fart. All the warnings, the trigger warnings.
Oh.
What are you looking for?
I'm like, I see TW, and I'm like, whoa, what does that mean again? I'm all down for the trigger warnings. I'm excited. I want to see, I like a little darker. So I'm glad it's my week.
Okay.
Yeah, she likes a dark romantic.
Brianne K. Brianne, BRIANNE K. You get the twofer, the magnet and the book, magnet and bookmark.
You gonna write them down and send them to me?
I'm writing them down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm writing them down, and then if you hear your name, you can always DM me or DM Natasha or DM Christina. She's our Postmaster General. All right, here we go. Next one, and then Annie can pick one next. But I'm going all the way back to the top for Bridgerton 2000.
Hey.
Did you guys already get anything? Or no?
I think they did.
Okay. We'll do another one. Sorry. You want to be an equal opportunity.
They're actually going to be on my channel next Saturday.
That's what I was waiting for you to say.
Yes, sorry.
Girl.
Oh, was I not supposed to be drinking? Was that?
No, you can.
no,
You're fine. You're totally fine.
You have your own home, girl. Chug,
Yeah,
chug.
you can.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm just drinking out of my mug, but we don't know what's in here.
You'll bring a glass of wine next week.
Yeah.
I will be sober though because I want to be able to perform well.
I know. That's why tonight I'm like, I'm going to have some water. Whereas like any other night, I'm like, let's just do
the
this.
Lit Wallflowers, Bridgerton 2000, the ladies who have their Bridgerton podcast, they're going to be on with me next week. They're from Hawaii and they're super diehard Bridgerton, Julia Quinn fans.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't follow them, you should. They have really beautiful pictures and
they're also doing a fantastic giveaway right now. They're doing like 12 Days of Christmas, I think, where there's an awesome giveaway every day. And today was Sarah McLean from Word Bookstore in Brooklyn, and yesterday was Tessa Dare from some other indie that I don't remember, Ripped Goddess. So they're doing some really good giveaways right now.
Just to let you guys know, our awesome Annie is also in the description down below. So if you want to give her a like and a follow, that would be really awesome too.
Yay. Okay. All right. I'm going to pick somebody, and then Annie's going to start picking. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Danielle Yarborough.
Yay!
But this
all right.
snowman.
I have something to mention though. Yes. So I think Tess asked me, yes, my daughters are named Penelope and Eloise. She asked me a while ago, but also Oliver is in the next book. So that's all for my kids. So.
Who's Oliver in the next book?
Oliver's one of the children.
Get schnockered next week. I like Lisa.
That's not really anything. So.
All right, Annie, close your eyes and pick us some winners.
Okay. Lisa Parker.
Ha! Lisa, the one that told me to get knockered next week.
Yay!
Where's that? I need to post that one.
It was right, like a few comments up.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Natasha, pick somebody. Woohoo!
Okay.
Why not?
This is for the single bookmark.
Yep, and then we'll do the book next.
I'm not gonna lie, this is so much easier not like running it and then doing the comments at the same time. It's been wonderful.
Callie's Court of Books.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yay! Which one was that, Chris? Was it a bookmark and a magnet?
That one's just a bookmark.
Perfect.
We have 2 book plates too.
Okay.
Okay, I keep asking this.
Go ahead, pick, Jess. It's fun. Scroll, close your eyes, and just hit somebody.
Neverland Pixie.
Ooh.
All right, Neverland.
I like it. That's actually a good name.
Yeah.
And that's the bookmark, Christina?
That's the book plate. That's the sign.
Well, we have to send. Those have to be regular, right? U.S. They can't go international.
Everything has to be U.S.
Oh yeah. So
question.
Okay.
Because I've asked this every single time and no one responds. What is a book plate? Like
it's basically like it's like the front
and
the cover. But
so you like hang it up or frame
before it's I don't know, steamed or glued to the spine of the book, it looks like this, right? And then once it's attached to the book, it's bent.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And it encloses around the book. So this is called the book plate. I guess when they first start making the covers of the books, they come off the press like this. And then this is what they give the authors to sign. Instead of signing your actual copy of your book, they do these.
Yeah, well, some authors sign the first page. So, like, I know that John.
Signing, yeah.
Well, no. Like they actually get sent a box of just blank pages that gets put into the book. And the reason why I know this is because John and Hank Green both do this, and so I've watched so many videos of them signing their name over and over again. But I've never actually like seen the book plate before, and so like literally every single live stream, and in the chat, I'm like, what is a book plate? What is a book plate? But because of course everyone is like trying to win something, they're like just keep scrolling, and so no one sees it, and I'm like, okay.
One more book plate
where they sign the pages and then stick them in after.
Yeah, how many did we do? Just one, right? We got one more.
Just one. Yep. So one more book plate. Here we go. Do you want to pick one, Jess?
I just did one.
Okay, I'll do another one. Let's see. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Melissa Rodriguez.
Did she
you
win?
Get a book plate.
Wait, Lisa said I won, but I respectfully declined since I won in week 1. Thank you, Lisa. That's so nice of you. So someone else gets
all right,
a
so we can
chance.
give somebody else the bookmark then.
Okay.
I got you.
Thanks, Lisa. You're so sweet. All right, here we go. Let's see. Who wants a bookmark?
Yeah.
Lisa has kindly given up. What?
That's a pick. I'm
sorry. Susan Wilson. She says, Outlander show is so good, but now you get a bookmark.
All right.
All right. And then let's do the book. What books are our choices tonight?
Yeah, so you guys start commenting a lot because I feel like the book is pretty awesome.
Say again, Jess?
They're the back cover for that one.
It's beautiful.
Oh. Love it.
I love that. All right, Annie, you are our guest host tonight. You get the wonderful privilege of doing this. So then if the person gets mad, they can take it out on you and not us.
Is it okay if I put my name down there? I feel like typing some stuff in there for my...
Oh, man. Okay. All right. I'm going to... And this person. Tara Lynn.
Yay! Tara Lynn. Yay! So do you want to give her a book in particular, Christina, or do we have?
I think we should do Because of Miss Bridgerton, or the other Miss Bridgerton. Let her pick between these two.
Yeah.
Because these are the next books coming up.
Okay. So if you won tonight, DM books_and_Chris with your address, and she'll get it to you.
I want to pick someone. I want to give one away too.
Okay, cool. Tara Lynn, just make sure you tell Christina which book you want, so she sends you the right one.
I want to pick someone. All right.
Okay, go.
My turn.
Okay.
My turn.
My turn. Oh, Christina.
MK?
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
Is she here?
Are we here?
I think so. Wait, hold on.
Yep, she's here.
I went up pretty far.
Lisa, when did you hear the Kim Possible theme? I missed that.
Oh, that was me. That's my phone. My like ringtone. Is the Kim Possible ringtone?
My daughter used to watch that show religiously. I think I've seen every episode ever made. Between that and Avatar, it was like, okay.
I'm the same age as your daughter, so that makes sense.
MK, if you're here. Oh, yep, she's here.
Thank
all right, cool.
you for making me feel old.
I know, me too. Thank you.
Girl, you look good though.
You look so good. When you said
good.
how old your daughter was in the live stream last night or Wednesday night, I was just like, there's no way. There's no way.
Thank you. I feel every bit of it though.
Mm-hmm.
Jess is just lucky she gets to hang out with us old ladies all week. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, after this, I'm gonna be like, hey, let's go hang out at BookCon. She's like, I'm hiding from that lady over there.
Yeah.
The one with the red sweater, because you know I'll wear the loudest colors.
I think that's all we have for tonight, y'all.
Yeah.
We're
at an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to open the Discord, or Christina's going to open the Discord for Choose Their Field. Oh, I got this sticker. I don't know if you can see it, which I thought was super cute. Man, I stuck at this.
Yeah.
It says, it's the Anthony Bridgerton. I simply refuse to deal with idiots. It has cut my social obligations in half. And I was like, I love this. I need this. But so Christina will open the Discord on either tomorrow or Monday. So if anyone can start talking that, same rules. Chapters 1 to whatever is half of the book, which I do apologize for not knowing that chapter 11 was where like we stopped, and then chapter 12 was where shit went down. So I apologize for all the people who were mad at me. I did not know. I did not read the book until this moment. So
yeah, since we're newbies, we get like a mulligan, right?
Hopefully this one is not the same. But Christina will open the Discord, and it will be next Saturday, 8 p.m. on
It's open. I just opened it. It's good.
Oh, it's open it. Yay!
If you guys, Chris, we're gonna do it on Wednesday.
Sure.
The midweek? Yeah. Why?
No. I was just gonna announce it.
Does it work for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Totally
Wednesday,
good.
we'll do what, 9:00?
Well, whatever. I mean, whatever works for you is good.
Yeah. When are you working? Let us know.
My schedule's all over. Give me till tomorrow so I'll post it in the Discord. It'll be cool. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, just come hang out with us, chill.
Yeah. We can talk about
everything.
You know what? We should do it 8:00. We should do it 8:00, and then at 9:00, we're gonna be on Books and Bullshit on my page, right?
No, I think we're on your page Wednesday night anyway.
We're on your page on Wednesday.
Right, I'm saying, but we should do the half. Oh, forget it.
Some bullshit.
I don't have on my channel, have on your channel.
We could talk the half,
it's on your channel, so the whole topic is just going to be a hot
whatever.
Mess anyway. We're going to have a good time.
Well, I know. We did Scar Carry already with like the
no. I'm okay.
So,
It's so funny because I've read some Scarred Heroes. Like,
did you hear about my placenta story, Jess?
Oh my God. Not again.
Annie, you were there?
I was freaking out. I don't know if you saw my comments, but I was just like, I cannot deal with like discussion about blood or guts. Like, if it's like a very detached way, I can kind of do it. But like when it's like very personal, I'm like, no. Make it stop.
Oh.
Wait, I missed the comment. What was it again, Chris?
What, my comment?
No. When she said I can't.
I asked Jess if she saw my comments that when we were talking about my placenta.
Oh my gosh, yeah. See, Jess, she's like, oh my gosh, whew, I dodged a bullet.
What happened with your placenta?
I have it frozen. It's in my freezer.
You had to ask. You had to ask.
Okay, so we kind of got off topic. Let's just say that.
They want to take it and study it. They do like stem cell research on placenta. And
they ask if you want to freeze it when you have kids in case you need to, like, I don't know, it's for like cancer or chemo or whatever.
It's supposed to help you with breast milk production.
That too.
It's loaded with like estrogen and progesterone and all these different hormones that help you increase your breast milk. So initially I was going to have it encapsulated. And then my mom was like, do you want it? Because my dad had buried mine under a tree and planted a tree on top. And I was like, she was like, I'll take it home and put it in the freezer. I was like, all right. So she took it home, put it in the freezer. And then when I got home, she gave it to me. So it's sitting upstairs in my freezer.
How long has it been in your freezer?
My son's 2.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's still in the red, like, caution bag. Hazardous waste bag.
I'm wondering though, are you supposed to like buy it? Like, is it supposed to be like not a regular freezer, but like one of those high end like freezer? Like,
if you're gonna encapsulate it, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna plant it and I'm gonna put a tree over it. So
I think that's cute.
Yeah.
Cute. So
Danielle, I'm putting my email in the chat, and you can email me.
Wait, what did you say, Jess?
Jess, are you ready to come
bury it?
I want to get a tree, like either a pear tree or an apple tree for my son, and I'm gonna plant the tree, on top of it.
You had 2 years though.
No, well, listen, this past year I didn't do it because of Corona. I was a little distracted, and I think the first year it slipped my mind. It was in the freezer. I forgot about it. So this year I'll plant the tree.
Yeah, these are the fun conversations we have on Wednesday night. We talk about pretty much everything from
Did you
that
guys
to depression to
yes. Oh my God.
girl. We went there.
You go watch that.
It was so good.
I
mean, if you don't want to go to bed yet, we could talk about it now, Jess.
No. I have to try to still say civil because I don't want to come off like.
It's all right. We did the talking for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're good.
Let's
No, seriously though, Wednesday we are here. We're here to chat it up, to hang out. So if you guys need an outlet, which I do, because I've got 3 kids who tie me to a chair and then call it a day. So I need something for this is my therapy. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. And yeah, so just to keep me sane. So if you guys want to come join us on Wednesday, just hang out and just, girl chat, book chat, whatever. Like
we do chat about books too. It's not just
we do. We chat about books as well. Which I wanted to get back. Well, I wanted to get back to that point. I've watched Jess's channel for like 3 years. She did not put only like the nice things up there. She did dark romances. I read my Tilly Cole. I read my biker.
Taboo.
Who was that biker one that you recommended? It was like
Gianna Darling.
Was it? It was the one with what was it? They like.
She did the band books too. Remember the band?
It was a whole biker gang. Like it was like, and then like TK Frazier or whatever.
Oh, TM Frazier. Yeah.
Yes, Red. Is that a him or her? I don't. Sorry.
Her. She.
Oh, her. She. Yeah, I read her. So, yeah. So I put my dark romances under my belt. Like I'm not totally innocent, but yeah. I don't know. I just when it came to like any sort of like sexual abuse, I can't hang very well. Like that's hard for me to read. So, but just not to like take it to
introduce you to bondage. That's it. I'm just playing.
No, but I mean like
James tied up on a St. Andrew's cross. This is where I'm going for.
In prison.
There's I'm sure there's some good recommendations, but again, like I don't know about that stuff. So that's a little over my head.
Ruin by Pam Godwin, because that's historical.
Ruin, yes.
And it's very dark, but it's
love it. All right.
Okay,
so who do you like more?
Knowing that I'm kind of scared of like rape, do you think it's an okay thing for me to go into? Because I've read this.
It's hard to say because it's graphic, but I don't know.
So I read this, but after I got through past the first couple of chapters, it was amazing. So is it worth the read knowing what I'm going into?
I can't answer that for you because it could be
one of the love interests does do things non-consensually. So, and that's why I dropped my rating to a 4 star because I didn't like that.
Okay. Is it okay? So is it someone I'll DM you because I don't mind being ruined. So I'll DM you, Jess.
Good.
So or Chris or whoever, like I'll DM you guys and just be like
them both too. I can't choose between them. So
it's so hard.
Who would you choose?
So Priest, not Priest. What's the other one called?
Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley.
They're just both.
I think he just brings the fire to her. I see more the intensity between her and Ashley than her and Priest. Priest is her path.
We got more of her and Ashley in the book anyways.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I liked her a ton. Just FYI. She was great. That scarred soul. I mean, I'm so glad Jess recommended that. I loved was Razor? Was it Razor?
Or Raise? And
Raise, yeah. Like so good. I mean,
so good.
Scarred hero to the max. So good. I mean, it would tell my age of like how long I've been listening to Jess because the problem was, this is the problem. If you go to my Goodreads page, I didn't list everything that I've read from her channel because I had 16-year-olds following me. So like all like the half naked guys that I never posted those because I mean, what?
She has 16-year-olds following her.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like I wasn't sure and I'm like, oh, screw it. Like I just started putting them all on there now. And I'm just like, they're older now. So it's fine. But at the time, because I didn't have book clubs like this. So I would, for my fantasy, YA fantasy, I joined a YA fantasy with Barnes and Nobles. And like literally, it was like girls of 16, 18 years old. And like we'd talk about the book, but like that was like it. I didn't have this. So this has been fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
I would love to jump on that. So I actually messaged this to Alicia already, but like I have been reading historical romance since I was 12. I actually have the first two that I ever read. They're both by Meg Cabot. This is this one. The Victoria and the Rogue and Nicolia and the Viscount, and they're like young adult historical, and I started with this and fell in love. And so I've been reading these books for 12, 13 years, but I've never had anyone that I could talk about it with, because like anytime that I would mention that I read romance, I would get the like, oh, that's not real fiction. You know, that vibe. And so it's been really lovely to join this Discord. I'm really glad that like YouTube decided to recommend me Jess's channel, because that's how I found everything. And like I found everyone, and I've started to like make connections, and it's just like so wonderful and so nice. Like I have one friend who reads a lot of like contemporary romance, and so I've been able to chat with her. And like I've started to get more of my friends into contemporary romance, but like I don't have that many people to talk about historicals with. And so this has just been wonderful and amazing.
Oh, you're so sweet,
Yay.
Annie.
Oh, you're sweet.
Yeah. Jess, do you have to go, or are you good? I don't want to
Thanks for everyone.
Fine.
You're fine. Okay, so I just want to say I like Bianca's. She said I feel like that scene in Aladdin, A Whole New World, because she said she just discovered BookTube, and then Lisa Parker goes, "Same. It's so much fun."
Yeah,
I
it's
love
true
that.
because literally, like, I feel like when I was doing my newbie book tag, like back in like August, which is not too long ago, but in BookTube, it might as well have been forever ago. I was really scared to tell people I read romance. And it's so funny that the first thing they say is 50 Shades of Grey, because one of my husband's business partners
You hate
just found
50 Shades too, Jess?
I hate it, and I hate
Oh,
that
God.
people say
Oh, yeah.
that when I read romance, like, oh, like 50 Shades.
I hate that. It's
Yeah.
Not romance.
Well, I got that
horrible
comment the other day.
That's
That
not the
exact
book.
same
That's
comment.
not. It
Makes
sucks.
me so angry.
Oh yeah,
No
I
shame
got that
in
comment exactly
Shades,
this
like-
other day.
It got a lot of people to read romance publicly, but it's just like it's not well
It's
written
crap.
at all.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's crap.
And that's not romance. Like
See,
there's
and
Not
I
at all.
feel guilty because it's a reason why I'm afraid to read erotica, because it's so bad.
So now let me ask you guys
Oh,
a
no.
question. So after 50 Shades of Grey came out, Sylvia Day had a series too. I don't know if Sylvia Day's was
Crossfire
before after or just got more
The
publicity
Bear to
after.
Me, Bear to Me.
But did you guys read them? Because
I
I
read
have
one of
them, but I haven't read them.
I don't remember how it was.
Did
The
you
Bear
read
to
those?
Me or the Crossfire series.
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
it is?
Mhm.
I didn't. I haven't actually, and I read it. Some of them. I think I read the first couple. Is that what Gideon Cross? I think was his name. I don't remember thinking they were fantastic. I don't remember thinking they were like, fantastic. So
It's interesting though, because when you look it up on Goodreads, their reviews are like so good.
Yeah, I've heard people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
it's like anything.
But with romance, even still today, like the BookTube community is still annoying about romance. So
Explain. What do you mean? Like they
they make fun of romance and like they will say, oh, this was good, but 3 stars. Like any romance they read, they still don't rate high, or they only read romance to make fun of it. And I'm over those videos, and I get to when people like do 50 Shades videos, and I'm like, why are we still reading 50 Shades to make fun of it? Like,
Right.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You're right. I was on
Yeah.
Goodreads yesterday. I don't know. You guys probably know, but did you know that there's historical, what do you call it? Damn it. I can't think of the word. Erotica. Historical
Yeah.
erotica?
Mhm.
Have you
Like
read
which
it?
one?
do you have a title?
Do you have a name? Like
There was
I mean-
a couple. Hold on, let me look it up.
I've read some erotica. I've read even some historical erotica. I don't know the names of it because up until I started my Goodreads account, I genuinely could not remember the names of the books and authors that I've read. Like if I saw the cover, I'd be like, "Oh, I know what that is," but
Yeah.
so
They're
like
not
Goodreads.
authors I'm familiar with at all.
Yeah.
And the ratings weren't like all 4 stars, but it was interesting. Like, historical erotica, I didn't even know that it had its own genre.
well, there
Just
were
that-
whips then and chains, so
Yeah.
I could see it happening.
Have you read Hayden's Hangman by any chance?
The series. I've read the first one. It Ain't Me, Babe.
I was just curious because I've not read that yet, but someone was asking.
No.
You just started, Carrie. Yes, BookTube. I've just, Jess got me into it and I was sold. But it's one of those things where I wish I could do more videos, but with 3 kids, it's literally like they want mom, so it makes it really tough. And how does it not eat into your reading, Jess? Like to do videos and to read? I mean, because I feel like it's just taking time into my reading space at that point.
I don't know. I mean, the filming and editing doesn't take me too long, and I like multitask. So when I edit, I'm watching like a show with my sister or something, and I usually get it all done. I get all my filming done normally in one day, unless it's a vlog, and it only takes me like an hour or 2 to film.
I'm actually kind of curious what everyone's journey on like BookTube and Instagram are in terms of that, because like I, as a person who has like never, like if you follow me on Instagram, you see that it's kind of a hodgepodge of me doing like ballet and knitting and like other dancing and reading and all of that. And so I'm curious how you guys kind of got started and like how you continued on, because I definitely would love to be part of this community, but I don't know how to like do that. Does that make sense?
For my Instagram account, what I've done is I have 4 separate Instagram accounts because I have very specific hobbies. The first one I started, I'm a planner girl at heart. So I have a planner channel dedicated to everything planner related. I have a health wellness related page, and I have a book page. And I just, for me, it's just one of my
That's only 3. What's the other one?
Nails, because I got into dip nails earlier this year, and that was so not as active, but it's there. I find myself so on my planner channel, I only follow people that have mainly planner related content. I don't want things showing up on my feed. Like when I go to my planner account, I'm going there specifically for planners. I don't want to see everybody's family and friends when I don't know these people. Once in a while it's okay, but I follow mainly planner related content. So, and for Instagram, I find that if you just interact with people and be genuine with your interactions, that's what I like to see. I used to follow a lot of these really pretty pages, but I got tired of looking at the same photo. I mean, I want to see what book you're reading at your table, or a little bit of your living room in the background, kind of gives you an insight as to who the person is. Those don't get me wrong, those pages are beautiful the way they're laid out, but they all tend to start looking the same. So I kind of scroll past those sometimes.
And I think you just need to do it. Like just make your YouTube video. I started in June, and I'm sitting here on StreamYard with Jess, who's like one of the biggest booktubers, and to make a jackpot.
That was like, sheer luck at that point.
And I don't have a bunch of followers. I don't.
Yeah. If it's something that you're passionate about, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. I reach out because listen, everybody in this community has been really welcoming. Everyone's really they write back to you if you comment. Like they're not, I haven't come across one person who's been like stuck up or nasty or just like ignored me because I'm like a newbie. Like everybody's just been really sweet. Really
now,
you can put your skirts on there and everything. They'll be down with that.
If you're thinking about YouTube, though, you just kind of have to make sure you have a little bit of a thick skin and just recognize that there are people out there that have entirely too much time on their hands. I used to have a YouTube channel and I shut it down because I got a stalker and it really creeped me out. It was a whole big mess. So I kind of just had gotten away from it. But other than that, most of the comments were positive. But just recognize that there are people out there with entirely too much time on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, I actually I had a couple of YouTube videos that I like uploaded in like 2012 and realized that I really hate editing. And so my questions are more towards like Instagram than like YouTube, because like as much as I would enjoy to like have content out there on a YouTube channel, I just genuinely hate sitting down and editing. It's like the worst. Like it always took me so long and it was just so frustrating. And especially because I would see like these like really cool transitions and I'd be like, why can't I do that? And also part of it is the fact that like I don't have a Mac, and so like my program, the free program that comes with it is like Windows, Microsoft something, I don't know, and it's terrible. So
that's my problem too. My computer sucks. It's 2013.
Yeah, it's
Well,
one
you
of
should
those things
definitely
too.
post it on Instagram
Your
then.
phone works good. If you download
Yeah.
Canva, you can make videos and
Yep.
Jess? You can update them and use PixArt or Canva, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes
All I use is my phone. Like literally, I
what I
didn't want to invest in a
Yeah.
camera until a year came around because I'm like, a camera is a big step. So I'm
Mhm.
like, after a
literally
year,
reached out to Lisa, your homegirl Jess, and Lucy, and I think I might have asked you too, like, do you guys have any advice for me? I'm starting a booktube. Like, can you look at my video and tell me what's wrong with it? And Lisa
Lacey
was like,
or Lisa.
I was videotaping like this. She was like, you have to just turn the camera this. Posted my videos on BookTube. It was like the video was here, and then the whole like screen was here.
Oh
and I was
no!
Like, oh, duh! Like, how stupid did I feel? But I was like really new. You know what I mean?
But your videos were still good though. I remember you were sitting outside at a table, and your camera was.
That was my first video.
Like, yeah, but it was still a good video.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
See,
that was good.
Yeah,
and I watched so many other YouTubers like suggestions for new YouTuber videos. Like one of the things was like switching your camera to 4K. Like I would have never thought of that, and they had to show me how to do it because you know me and technology.
But
we
that's
just don't
high
get
tech, Carrie. All I had to do was turn.
Girl, and this is the fun chats. You guys get to hang out with us for Wednesday. Like this is
Wednesday's gonna be so
we just
much fun.
shoot the friggin' ship. Like, Jess, please come on with us whenever you get a minute. I know Wednesdays are busy for you, but yeah, no pressure though. Huh?
Carrie, did you just curse?
No, she said
shoot the ship.
Oh,
yeah.
I would have wrote that down, dated it, took a picture.
Yeah, I would have been like, our mission is complete.
It's
Look
one
what
of
the
those
message
things,
dress
like,
says. She says, "You guys made
I
me
feel like
realize."
I'm the girl. What was the book where the girl kept saying like every word that wasn't a cuss word, but she like made up like 1,000 different cuss words for?
Are you talking about The Good Place? Are you talking about The Good Place? Because like
The
Good Place, yeah, yes, that one.
Like it was like fudge knuckle or something. Like it was like different words for like the actual. Yeah, I feel like that's my life.
The actual cuss word.
Yeah.
Oh darn it!
Also,
look what a mess in a dress says. You guys made me realize I love talking about books.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's sweet. You have to join us Wednesday. Jess, you don't. I know you're busy, Jessica, but if you're not busy Wednesday, if you're not, you can join us.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing it out there.
I really like. So Stacy and I talk on Instagram as well, and she's in the UK, so it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning there for her. And so for her to be on here, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Stacey.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
that's some serious dedication because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be on here at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
She said she filmed her first booktube today. Come on, girl.
Aww.
Put it up there. Let's see it.
Post it.
Now we're all watching for it. And when you put it up there, tag us so we can make sure that we like re-show it and that we've all watched it. So
see, Bianca's got my back. She doesn't swear either.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things.
So you know what I was thinking? I had this idea.
Oh God.
We're a small community, right? So my daughter years ago had started making ornaments, and we would sell, we'd sell them. She'd make them out of like construction paper, and then the proceeds that we got, we donate to St. Jude's. So I was thinking, like, as a book community, maybe we could like raise money for like a children's organization or something, like $1 a person. Like start like.
I'm just going to throw it out there because I want to do something in March. And I would like to like try to get like maybe some other booktubers on board with this, but I've been playing with this in my head for a really long time. And I want to do like a okay, I can't say the word, you guys.
Literacy?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
To where it addresses people who have that kind of problem with reading and getting, we're all booktubers and love booktubers or love books. We love booktubers too, but we love books. Yeah. And I think to address like reading, since we're in the industry, would probably be like something I definitely want to start looking into that and seeing like, I don't know what's out there, but it's one of those things where a lot of people are illiterate, and
or have
I don't know.
or some form of
Like I think I want to talk about my story and that, and then I also want to go and like see about other people, like helping them find book recommendations, or I don't know. I just playing with the idea, but I mean, since we're such a booktube community, like helping people find books that they're actually interested in to want to try to read and things like that. I don't know. I just wanted to, because I want to use my platform to be like, promote reading for people who can't read or have trouble with reading. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I agree.
I was part of a charity called the Harry Potter Alliance, and we had like an annual book drive where we would like pick up a bunch of books and try to give them and like donate them to like some of the local schools, because in Davis you have this really interesting dynamic of students where you have like, because it's a refugee city, so like if you are seeking asylum, like that's where you can kind of be placed and be safe, and so you have kids who have practically nothing, and then you also have like the kids of the professors at Davis, and so you end up with like kids that have a lot of opportunities and a lot of potential, and like kids who don't have a lot. And so yes, I've done some book drives before, so like if you want, we could maybe chat about like potentially setting up a book drive. How do you select someone? Because my best friend just like said like a really sweet message and I can't select it, and it's really sad. It's Laurel's back.
Wait, here, this one?
Only Carrie. Yeah.
No,
only
Laurel's
Carrie.
Slack.
Wait,
Oh,
which one?
Only only the meeting host. Yeah.
Okay.
Can collect it. Yep.
There you go.
Laurel. There it is. Yes. I love you too, Laurel.
Oh.
So it's when you're the host, hence why I'm like, yeah, I could read the comments now.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Jess, do you have something to say?
There was someone on Instagram who did like the stay home and read sweatshirts, and all the proceeds like went to COVID relief for something. So like even if, like made merch of some kind that like that way people would like want to they get something. I mean, that's like with charity, it's like, do they want to give their money or they want to give it and get something in return kind of thing? So if, like,
all right, so let me ask you something, Jess, because you're a school teacher.
Yeah.
Right. So you deal with teens. I'm a pediatric nurse, so I deal with medically fragile children. A lot of them are blind and can't see. Some of them can see. Some of them can read. They'll all have different issues. So what about instead of a toys for tots, books for tots?
Yeah, like a literary. I can't even talk today.
Like a literary program where we can either raise funds or, like you said, I mean,
or just awareness.
I think it would be better to see who would donate it. Who would donate to this? You know, like a GoFundMe page, right? Like a central location where people can donate to. And then either we can take those funds and buy books and go to local children's hospital, or Jess, you can donate to your school and then like film it or whatever. Or I could donate it to the facility that I work at. I mean, or we can donate it to
whoever, and this is the thing. This is the only reason why I had this idea, is because I feel like as booktubers, like my channel is very small, but I think I want to use it as a platform to reach out to not only like to explain like how like people who struggle with reading, what that journey's like, and like just to be like to make the awareness of it. I mean, I really got the idea from the Sick Chicks who did that whole podcast on doing their disorders, and of course mine is nothing like that, but it was still like a struggle, and to conquer that and to see someone come out on the other side. I just wanted to get that out there for people, and I just want to start like trying to tap on the bigger channels to actually be able to get, because my channel can only go so far, to where their channels and your channel could probably take it to where it needed to go. But I just, of course, this is all stuff we could DM each other about. I'm sorry, this is like live.
Like, I need to go to sleep.
Somebody had a good idea here, a live fundraiser. So we could do a live and maybe get a couple of different booktubers to keep like joining and do, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
with their different followers, and maybe like 1 week do it on one person's page with a couple of different co-hosts and do a fundraiser on their page. Like Jess has a lot of followers, so we'll do one on Jess's page. Maybe we can get
Jess is like, I will.
Well, and it's really interesting, because I would want to be interviewed by someone, but I think I would want to be interviewed by someone like Jess, because she's a teacher, so she would know the questions that needed to be discussed, you know, because it's one of those things, like when I talk about me learning how to read, it's kind of like, I don't want to be up here by myself. You know what I mean? I would want to be with someone kind of talking with me. I mean, I don't care if it's with all you guys, but it's one of those things where I just don't want to talk about it by myself and then just be like, hey, like, this is how it was. Especially with my journey, because it was a long journey. So
Carrie, why don't you put a post out there? Because I'm sure you're not the only.
Yeah, because I can't be the only booktuber that struggled with reading. Yeah, it'd be nice to know if there was other ones like myself.
There you go. And form your panel of people that, you know, have the same past.
Right.
And where they're at now, how they got there.
But yeah, so I mean, if anybody would be interested who is a booktuber out there, that would be like just throwing that to the sky. That would be something that I would love to do in next year, like March sometime. So yeah. Just
something similar to this, but not quite the same. There's a project called the Project for Awesome that happens on YouTube every single year. It's run by the Green Brothers. And the way that it works is you upload a video about a charity that you really like, and then people will vote on it. And so if this is something that you're really passionate about, you could make a video about a literacy charity that you really like and you really support. And then you can tell all of your followers, like, I think it happened, normally it happens in December, but I think they've moved it to February because of COVID. But it's like this like huge event. It happens over the span of like 3 days. And it's they have a live stream, and like if you have a big enough following, sometimes you'll even actually get added into the live stream. And so you'd have to like message the Green Brothers about this, but it's like a really cool thing. I watch it every single year. It's really fun to watch them get really silly and very, very like tired and like sleepy drunk. You know, that feeling where you're like so tired. And so if that's something that's potentially another avenue to get more money for literacy charities as well.
Right. So yeah, sorry, this went from the Bridgerton book
in a different way,
like book chat. Sorry guys, I mean
people, but I'll send it in the book chat, because I don't know if you guys are done.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it, just because if anybody has to go for who's tired. Poor Jess. I'm sorry, Jess. So, okay, so thank you guys all for watching. Alicia, do you want to wrap it up here since this was your week?
Oh. I thought I was like already done. Look, I already poured my cocktail.
I haven't even ended it. It's still recording.
No, at like 10 o'clock, I was like, and we're done. And I was like, and I'm going to have a drink. So next Saturday, 8 p.m., Christina's channel, To Sir Philip with Love. If you want anything, message us. I put my email in the chat because I think someone didn't have a Discord account or didn't have a
Instagram.
So if you, for some reason, have a problem, feel free, reach out. My email is in the chat, and we'll see you all next Saturday.
Bye.